Welcome to the Sarak Show.
I first picked up a copy of Simple Grace, Living a Meaningful Life after I met the author, Beth Jannery. I interviewed Beth for the McLean newspaper in 2008 when she was the reigning Miss Corporate Virginia. In this program series, the Simple Grace program, we'll be going through the book, chapter by chapter. We'll work through the book activities and figure out how to experience joy on a daily basis and how to live a more meaningful life. Welcome to episode 3 of the Simple Grace program. In today's episode, we will be talking about how we can make a change in our lives. And I'm sitting here with the creator of the Simple Grace program, Beth Jannery. Welcome, Beth.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. We're going to have a fun time.
Yes, and in our last episode, we covered chapter 2 of the book, where we talked about keeping it simple and reclaiming our passion. And you came up with a list of activities for us to work on. One was our mission statement, one was our passion page, and then we also needed to evaluate some of the defining moments in our lives. Right. And hopefully the viewers had a chance to do that. I did that as well. And we are ready to get started with actually putting it into gear and changing our lives and getting closer to living a life full of passion.
All right, wonderful. That sounds good. All in a half an hour.
Exactly.
Well, we have, let's see, so we talked about the mission statement, and we did a little bit of that on air. So your own passion page, your own mission statement, where are you right now personally, so that I can sort of gear what we're going to talk about sort of around you, because I know the viewers are interested in what's going on in your life.
It was so ideal. I was so happy that you had us come up with those activities. And on my mission statement, I actually was following some of those statements I came up with. One statement I came up with was to be a dragon slayer.
Right.
And so that kicked into gear for me in my life, because I've been taking this programming course, and the instructor is almost non-existent. And it's an online course, so I was very frustrated with it. And instead of feeling defeated, because I'm typically an A student, and I realized that this wasn't going to happen for me because the material was over my head. It's an introductory course, but it was treated as a practicum.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was getting a tutor.
Oh, good.
But I had the mindset that I'm going to be a dragon slayer.
Good. Like we talked about the last episode, being a dragon slayer. I imagine you jumping into this online computer world with, your sword, ready for battle. Whereas what you could have done is, forget it. This isn't meeting my expectations. This isn't what I signed up for.
And just give up.
Right. But you didn't give up.
But it also touched upon something else you mentioned in our last episode. You talked about how we should steer clear of things that do not, bring us closer to grace.
Yes.
And I would definitely say that this course does not bring me closer to grace. But it's a program that I've been in for 3 years.
Okay.
I just have to, complete this course to complete the program. And so I just felt like, okay, this is not bringing me closer to grace, but at the same time, I need some tools to get through this, because I can't run away from this.
Okay, and also if you look a little bit more into the future, it is actually going to bring you closer to grace, because it's a program that you want to have completed. So this is a great example about, we wrote our mission statement, and we know what our passions are. Now what? Everything is not always these big, huge events. So what you did is you took care of the details, and you kind of let go of the outcome, and it's going to feed toward your next endeavor. You're going to finish that program, and that was a goal that you had set a long time ago.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So then let's see. I want to talk a little bit. In order to do any of this, we can't be procrastinators.
Yes, and that's
the
something
P-word.
You got around to in chapter 3, and you had a completely new spin on being a couch potato. You said it's, being a procrastinator, it's not necessarily just, being lazy and not making the effort, but in fact, there's like an activity trap that we fall into. We end up doing a lot of things that keep us away from our true goals.
Yeah, the image we have of a couch potato, not anybody at home, of course, watching this show, because this is all about, spiritual development or self-growth. But when we picture a couch potato, we think someone kind of lazy, maybe not motivated. But what happens is in procrastination, sometimes we can be so busy making lists, so busy figuring out, okay, what do I have to research? What do I have to study in order to get here? We might be so busy, creating all the recipes for our big dish. We're not making the dish. We're not in the kitchen,
and maybe
cooking.
we think that in being busy, we're
Right.
accomplishing something, whatever it is, and it may be unfocused.
And that's the activity trap.